Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be having a little look at a low loader that has been purchased over the past number of weeks. Anyone who has been following me on Facebook may have seen that Mckee shared a picture of this machine. Yeah, so we're going to have a little look around at some of the specs that we got on it, the build quality of it and so on in this video. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, hit the sub button, leave a like down below, comment on the video, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started on this video. Okay, so over the past number of months we've been in the market for a low loader. Started looking at some second-hand ones, quite strong in the price for what they were, needed work done to them, brakes were gone, all that kind of stuff. And so eventually we decided, after pricing around, wasn't that much difference in good second-hand ones and new ones, which is a lot of, it's the case with a lot of machinery. And yeah, we settled on this Mckee low loader. We looked at a few different manufacturers, really happy with this one. Liked the build quality of it, liked the way it was designed, and yeah, hence why we went with this low loader. Yeah, we purchased it. It's not fully ours, we only own the half of it. We purchased it with a friend of ours, so yeah, we needed something that we could move a digger around with if we needed to, for the number of times a year that we'd ever have a digger on the farm. But mostly what we wanted it for is loading bales, and that's kind of what it is. It's aimed at towards that as well. Yeah, make a lot of bales of hay, straw and silage, so to have something that's robust that we can transport it around when we need to was part of the plan as well. So okay, so let's have a little look at some of the features that we got on this machine, or some of the extras. As I said, we did want something that was aimed towards moving bales, so bale rack was quite essential. So we got one of these bale racks on it, strongly built. It just allows us now to put an extra couple of bales on the load when you're transporting it. Also leaves it easier then for tying as well, so that was a big part of it. We also have this Bale Wedge then, which it's off the trailer just at the moment, but it sits here on the back, and that means then that it just continues the flat surface rather than having the drop down. It just continues to drop the flat surface right to the back, and it gives you a full flat surface then to put all your bales on. So yeah, that was two things that was quite important when we were getting it. For tying, there's a lot of tying points on it. You can see we've got large tying hooks here. We've also got bars right up along the whole trailer, and then we also have your standard just little crooks here as well. So yeah, they're right the whole way up along the trailer, and it just gives you plenty of options then for tying, which is always nice. Speaking of tying, with your straps, we've got a nice large strap holding area, or a little, you could even use it as a little toolbox if you needed to throw a few tools in there. But yeah, it's a nice big just get that closed. Yeah, nice big box for just holding all the straps. Yeah, we also got then, for if you're moving a digger with it, this large plated area for setting the bucket down, so you're not going to be doing any harm with the bucket. So that was another extra we got on it. The ramps are the wide ramps. So yeah, again, handy for if you're loading a digger or something like that. If I had to go and load a digger myself, it should leave it a little bit easier, the fact that they're wider. But also for a mini digger, for a dump off, for a smaller tractor or something like that, it just gives you that they're wide enough that you can load any of those things with, which also was quite important when we were getting it. So moving on from that, we will have a look at the lighting system on the trailer. LED lights obviously all round on it, reflectors also built into the back of it, so good lighting on it. Up along the side, as you probably seen a second ago, there is a row of LED lights just for illumination there on the side. And then on the front we've got there's a couple then of just the small white ones then based out on the front, just for oncoming traffic. Kind of gives a little bit of lighting there as well, just at to see it's quite a wide load that's coming. Onto the front we've got the brakes. So manual handbrake on the trailer, fairly simple to work, just ratchet type. See, pull on the brakes there to release, set it back, and simple as that. So very handy to have. You're hooking the trailer off on level ground. Just leaves you no risk of the trailer rolling away or running away on you. So a bit of safety there. Also safety on this end of it here. We've got a breakaway on the brake as well. So this here is connected onto the tractor. Just more or less connected on to just through a pin here where the top link goes in beside that. And it just leaves it that something happens, hitch breaks, driver arrow is not hooked on properly. These things, alright, it's probably never going to happen, but they can happen from time to time. And it's always nice to have that extra bit of safety with that too. That is a regulation, I think, in the south here. So Southern Ireland, you have to have a trailer with that on it. Northern Ireland, I think it's optional. So it's a few quid extra then to get that on there. So yeah, it's probably a good option to have on it. Drawbar is a little unusual, so I wasn't really sure about this when I seen it at first. You can see that the eye is put on the top of the trailer, on top of the drawbar. So when I'd seen that first, I thought it was the wrong way around, but it has got some advantages to it. The advantages being that if you want to hook this trailer off in the field, if you have it the other way around where you have a stand on it and the tone eye is on the bottom, then if the ground is wet, the trailer can sink down in the ground. It's a big issue then to get that hooked back on. Where it is now, you hook this trailer off, alright, it might sink down a couple of inches into the ground, but the whole drawbar isn't going to bury itself in the ground and you're going to be able to hook that on. So you can get it either way, but we left it this way here because we just liked the idea of it once we actually stopped to think about it. So yeah, it's a good idea, and we'll see how it works out. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever for towing or anything like that. So I don't think it'll be in any way there'll be any downsides to it. But yeah, so that's that end of the trailer. Another feature on this trailer is that they come fully equipped with rear mud flaps. You can see them just stuck in there in behind the last rear wheel. The idea of those is just really if you have a 50k tractor, 50k tractor, wet conditions, you can sometimes have a bit of a spray coming up off the wheels, obviously, because there is quite a few wheels there for the spray to come up off. And it just stops that spray from coming off maybe and getting on the cars behind. So nice to have that feature as well. Another thing that's on this too is that you can see these ramps are fully hydraulically controlled, and on a lot of low loaders what you do have to do is come out, loosen off your stabilizing arms here. You have to go back up to the tractor, push the lever forward at the ramps down, offload whatever you're offloading, back up to the tractor again, pull the lever back up, put back on your stabilizing arms. You don't have to do that in this tractor. As you're getting out, when you stop in position, put the lever back into the pumping position. It sends the oil out, and you have a little lever here then to control the ramps up and down. So it's just placed in here behind the last wheel as well, just behind the mudguard, so, or mud flap. So yeah, a nice feature to have, simple feature to have on a low loader, but very, very useful, and maybe saves time if you're offloading or unloading and offloading a lot of stuff. So yeah, really good feature to have. Yeah, so that is it. That is the Mckee low loader. Yeah, lovely low loader. Obviously it's tailor made to our needs, and we got the extras on it that we wanted. You can spec it less, you can spec it more, probably. It depends what you want, or what your job is for them. So we kind of have this now, as I say, kind of multi-purpose, that we can move diggers with it, we can move bales with it, it can be used for all different jobs. So yeah, it's really well built, low loader. As I say, Mckee Engineering, they've been on the go for the last few years, really only getting up and going, but they're producing some good stuff. They're producing these, they're also producing dump trailers as well, and impressively built, well finished, and one of the the major up and coming manufacturers in Northern Ireland, without a doubt. Yeah, if you're looking for any of that kind of gear, give them a shout. Not sure what else they're going to move into. We'll just have to keep a tight eye on them in the future, but certainly a business that seems to be going places. But that's it. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this review of the low loader. We're going to move on now to, we've had a couple of cows calve in the last few days. We're going to just go and have a little look at the calves and see what you think of those. So let's go on to that bit of the video. Well, there's a sight you could just look at all day, couldn't you? But we'll not. We'll move on from it. We'll have a little look at cows and calves. So, busy day calving yesterday, which is a bit unusual because this isn't our calving time of the year. We had 3 calves born yesterday, including these 2 twins. Yeah, bull and Hereford calf, out of the Hereford bull that we had here last year. Now, you remember last year we had some issues with our Charolais bull. We ended up having to take a calf, or take a bull on loan for the year, which meant that we wintered him last winter. But towards the end of his time here, he ended up in with this cow, the other cow that calved yesterday, and this one here. Now, we knew this girl here was due to calve. She's been here on the slats for the last number of weeks. We've been kind of watching her to calve, but we weren't watching these two. We didn't expect her. We got these scanned back in July. Now, they were a little bit ahead on their days than the rest of the cows, but not massively ahead that we thought that they weren't in calf to the Charolais. So we weren't watching, but it was a nice surprise yesterday morning to go down and all born and all okay. So as I say, a bull and a Hereford calf, and a nice little surprise to have. It's always nice when you get twins out alive, because there can always be complications with them. Yeah, this is the rest of the cows and calves that we put in. This is the batch that was running with the limousine bull this year. And yeah, calves, a lot of these calves now can come off. We hadn't got them off because they just weren't old enough. But over the next week or so, we'll take the most of them off. There's one maybe that we can't just take off, just not old enough, but the rest can all come off. These calves are all vaccinated for IBR, so they're ready to come off. It's just a matter of pulling them off. Yeah, so we have them creeping in the back, kind of like the way they were here before they got out in the springtime. Yeah, so it was kind of second nature to them. We put them in and they just run. Some of them ran straight in the back and lay in the straw. So they knew the drill. This is the small guy here now that can't come off. He's just sitting there with lots of milk around his nose. He's just hid behind this Charolais cow. But yeah, nice to have the cows in. They were the last cows that we had out. And it comes this time of the year, it's nearly easier to feed them inside. We're having to go with, well, the calves are getting meal obviously, but having to go with a bale every night to the cows, giving them some dry feed, keeping mineral buckets out with them. Just again, the dry feed and the minerals is for grass tetany, just to try and not have any casualties with that. So there's a bit of work in keeping them outside, and then you're working in mucky conditions, so it's nice to get them inside, and they're just easier to handle. So anyway, lovely surprise to have yesterday. The cow is a little bit wrecked, but she'll recover with it. It's just the trauma of it all. She's great milk. She's probably, what age is this cow? I'd say she's maybe about 6 years old, so she's not terribly old. And yeah, as I say, always nice to get them out. So this is the one. We're just going to keep an eye on this one here, see that all goes okay with all, and then that will be the last of the calving for 2020. But yeah, we'll go up and have a quick look at the other calf that was born. Okay, so we'll just come up and have a quick look at this other calf that was born yesterday. Another Hereford calf, as I said. This is a bull calf, and yeah, lovely little fella. The Herefords are lovely little calves, and you can see this guy just with all the wet around above his nose. He's not long sitting down after drinking a big feed of milk, and that's always a good sign. But yeah, lovely calf. His mother she's actually one that we bought in. She's not that big of a cow, but produces a lovely calf every year, has great milk. She'd be out of a dairy herd originally, and would have dairy breeding in her. And yeah, she's a 5-star. She was one of the 5-star cows, which I needed for beef genomics this year. So yeah, lovely calf. Again, all going well. We'll not disturb him too much. We leave him alone and leave her alone because she's a little bit nervous just of what I'm doing. And yeah, that is it. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Look at the low loader, look at the cows and calves. The calves were born yesterday, and the cows and calves that then we put in over the last few days. So it's kind of just a little bit of an update on what's been going on. Saturday we will be walking at not at cows and calves, we're walking at heifers. We're going to be taking them out, dosing them, clipping backs, all that kind of stuff, foot bathing, and I'll do a bit of video on that at the time, and I'll get that up on Sunday morning. So until Sunday morning, hope you have a good weekend. Don't forget, if you're not already a subscriber, hit that sub button. It doesn't cost you anything. Like the video, all that kind of stuff. See you then. Oh, just before I go, I have a birthday shout out to do. Birthday shout out for Mr. Ryan Rice. Ryan is from Castleblaney in County Monaghan. He is 10 years old this Friday. Your dad was on to me, Ryan. He was telling me that it's your birthday. He was telling me that you're a big fan of the channel and watch all my videos. That you're also a big fan of John Deere tractors. You have a few John Deeres yourselves and do a bit of beef farming. And he was also telling me that you're a great man on a bale wrapper. So yeah, great that you're trained in and able to do a bit of work on the farm. I know now where to come next year if I need a few bales wrapped. So I could be on the phone to you next year looking some work done. But yeah, great to have you aboard. Great that you follow all the videos. Have a great day, big happy birthday, and have a great weekend. So yeah, that's it now. That is it now for the end of this video. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next few days.